Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Returned Different with a Yin-Yang bloodline. Remember to get this to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Dream to Surpass the Gods, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, I did have 3 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. Which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check them out and enjoy. And also remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Let's begin now guys, start the intro. So the last time we left off, as Naruto and Chiyo was facing off against Sasori, the both of them stood there as Chiyo was able to use Naruto with her strings to break Sasori out of his puppet. It was then that Sasori summoned 100 puppets after Chiyo pulled out her 10 puppets. The number seemed overwhelming, but Naruto made up for that as he created 50 clones. His clones combined with Chiyo puppets were able to annihilate Sasori puppets. As the battle continued between them, hearing Naruto's last name, as Sasori focused on the Uzumaki last name. But the way things were going right now, things weren't going that good for Naruto and Chiyo, it seems. As Sasori simply got them on the end once he summoned the Kazekage puppet and used Iron Sand, but Naruto blocked it with chains. Surprising the group, it seems like he really was a Uzumaki. At first they didn't believe, they thought that Konoha was just keeping the name to hold strength with the village. Seeing that Uzo was a feared nation upon itself, but now they knew, so with that the battle continued. As Naruto told Chiyo that she had to run, gather the reinforcements as she was talking about, as he will hold off Sasori. Chiyo didn't want to live afterwards though, as she wanted to give her life so that she could bring back Gaara, as the new generation must continue on. As with that, Naruto would allow her to leave because she had seen a lot of his abilities, but if she was willing to give up her life, he didn't see the problem in killing her himself. So with that, she made her way as Naruto was left with Sasori. It was then that Naruto stopped playing around as he used his swift release Bloodline. As Naruto moved so fast, Sasori wasn't able to do anything. Naruto hurled a Rasen Shuriken, but Sasori did not even see as Naruto moved and hit him. To his surprise, Naruto was not trying to destroy him or his puppet, as Naruto got him on the outside as the Rasen Shuriken had destroyed the entire cave. Sasori tried to fly away, but Naruto used a seal that he placed on him the moment he had touched him, as Sasori fell down. As he was falling though, he used the Iron Sand as he protected his body, but Naruto disabled the puppet as he sealed it away, angering Sasori, as he said it would be quite useful. Sasori decided to attack Naruto once again, but he was stopped from doing so, as he was hit with a spear of ice. He was confused to what hit him as he turned to see none other than Haku, but this person was supposed to be dead. They were the subordinate of Zabuza and supposed to be dead a long time ago. So how the hell were they still alive? Seeing no point in hiding anything, seeing that he was gonna die, Haku simply told him that he was a reanimation. He was a reanimation used by the Edo Tensei to come back and help Naruto-sama here. As Naruto was one of his precious people, as he didn't see why they shouldn't help him. As it was then that Sasori realized that the Kyuubi Jinchuriki was more than the eye saw. He was definitely not what Itachi report said that he was. This child was a master crafted, intelligent child that was doing things that no one seemed to understood what he was doing. And he was also dabbling in the art of death as well, using Edo Tensei. But Sasori wouldn't be able to tell anyone about that because he was done for as he collapsed from the heavens. So yeah guys, so basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across the playstore for yourself, and also remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Dream to surpass the gods, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family, and thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, and yeah, what do you say we just jump right into this guys? Let's get it up. The second Hokage reanimation jutsu, huh? Uzumaki and Naruto, you are one interesting individual indeed. I would have never expected this kind of jutsu from someone like you, said Sasori as he looked towards Naruto as Haku was standing on his right hand side. We both underestimate each other. I never expected something as a human puppet from you either, said Naruto, as he had an amused smile plastered on his face. Huh, modesty. Even in the face of victory, you're a strange person. I cannot honestly say I have met someone like you before. Well, not counting myself, of course. You've been drawing comparison between us for a while now. Initially, I had no idea where you were coming from until I heard about your past. You see, I was also betrayed and manipulated by the third Hokage, and his student seems to have taken a page from his book as well. I also know, just like you, what it feels like to face scorn and hatred from your own countrymen. To have your own people, the people that you spend your entire life protecting, throw all your efforts back in your face, even wishing that you would simply disappear and never return. That is one of the greatest pain a person can ever experience. Even though you're not a Jinchuriki, I can still feel like you and I can come to understand one another, said Naruto. You have presented some interesting points, all of which I cannot find hard to dispute. But where are you going with this, Uzumaki Naruto? Sasori asked. Earlier you told me that you and I could have become different friends in a different world. That got me thinking, what if I were to create this different world? If I were to succeed and create the world that you're talking about, would you be willing to give our friendship a chance? Would you be able to put the past behind you and put in a sincere effort of starting a new life by my side as friends? As he stared at Sasori with an inquisitive expression plastered on his face. Are you aware of the fatal injury your friend from the Yuki clan has inflicted on me, Sasori asked. Unless you can create this new world of yours in the next 5 minutes, there is no point of it. Then let me ask you this question. Are you aware of my ability to resurrect the dead with my Edo Tensei technique, said Naruto. So by friendship, you actually mean you wanted me to be a puppet in your arsenal, said Sasori. I do not understand why you're so offended. Have you taken a good look at yourself lately? You're already a puppet and I had nothing to do with that. You did that all by yourself, said Naruto. As Haku chuckled a bit, that was a good one, Naruto-kun. I don't think he has a comeback for that. I know. Anyway, that was but a joke, Sasori-san. I don't intend to turn you into a puppet. Not my puppet at least, said Naruto. Then whose puppet would I become, Sasori asked. Right now you're your own puppet, and that is how it will be when I resurrect you. Don't think I don't know what you were trying to do when you did this to yourself. I understand perfectly, said Naruto. When we first met, you were arguing with Deidara about what true art is. You said that art is something that is everlasting, a true beauty that can transcend time itself. You then went on to show that your puppets do that. They can transcend time and live for a number of years. Following that, you then tried to turn yourself into one of those puppets that can transcend time. And then I found out that your former partner in the Akatsuki was none other than Orochimaru, who has sought out immortality since he was a teenager. So when I put all of that into account, it makes it quite easy to find out what your greatest dream is in this world. You wish to become immortal, to exist forever, so that you can make breakthroughs in your art. You wish to create one of the greatest, if not the greatest legacy in history of the elemental nation, even surpassing that of the Sage of Six Paths. Isn't that right, Sasori? Naruto asks. Sasori was rather quiet, as he just looked at Naruto. Listen, I'm not trying to turn you into my puppet. The body of a reanimated person is ageless, immortal, and has unlimited chakra. In other words, a reanimated body has the ability to transcend time itself. I won't bind you to my will. I will allow you to have free will, to be yourself. I will even use the Uzumaki contract seal, if you feel better about that. Contract seal? What jutsu is that? What is the purpose, Sasori asked, as he was now curious about all of this. The contract seal is a kinjutsu created by the Uzumaki clan. as a counter to the summoning technique. The application of the seal separates the connection between the summoner and the summon. Since the reanimation technique is a summon version, the contract seal should sever the connection. So tell me, you're running out of time, Sasori. You're gonna die soon. Please make your decision, said Naruto. Why, said Sasori. Why are you willing to go this far for me? I tried to capture you, and eventually kill you. I threatened to torture you. Why would you go this far for someone like me? And what guarantee do you have that I won't betray you? I am still a member of the Akatsuki, Sasori said. Because you remind me of myself. Killing you without giving you a second chance. It's like killing myself. Your methods, your history, your personality, your dreams, they're not that different from mine. In fact, you and I are so much alike, it hurts. Just to witness the end of your road. If this is how it ends for you, then what does that say about my future? You are so naive. Do you really think I'll betray the organization for a stranger like you? Listen to me well. The Akatsuki is an organization with a clear vision and step-by-step process on how to achieve their goals. Akatsuki has given me a goal to look forward to. They have given me a purpose and they have entrusted me with a role in their organization. I run one of the most essential parts in the organization, the espionage division. Akatsuki, unlike my former friends, did not judge or hate me. They appreciated my talents, even lowered them, and even found good use for them. If you believe for 1 second I'll betray them for you, then you were more foolish than I originally thought, said Sasori. Sasori, I don't think you understand what I was saying. I am not naive as you think I am. Thinking like that, tell me how much you're still underestimating me. And what is that supposed to mean exactly, said Sasori. I would never ask you to betray your comrades, just as I would never betray my true comrades. I have founded a new organization. We go by the name Akakitsune. This organization's purpose is to kill each and every member of the Akatsuki, to destroy Konoha, and finally, to help in rebuilding the village hidden in the whirlpools. This is part of the plan for the new world I plan to create, but I'm not naive enough to just think the other nations will sit by and watch as all of this happens. The San, as allies of Konoha, will likely become an enemy to our new organization. Kumo, Kirin, and the Stone, they were originally responsible for the destruction of the old Whirlpool village. A re-establish of the village would be seen as a major threat by them. As a result, a fourth Great Shinobi War is a very likely result. At any which way you look at it, there are strong strings that connect you with the Akatsuki, but in the new world I plan to create, the Akatsuki does not exist. And depending on how negotiations with the Kazekage group, the San will not exist either. This is when I plan to resurrect you, when the strings connected to your past has been completely severed. For you to establish new strings to connect with us, the new Whirlpool village. I want you to help us win the Fourth Shinobi World War. At the end of this war, there will only be one remaining village. This will be the last final war. We will take over every single thing and unite the Shinobi world under one unit. Just like what the samurais have done at the Land of Iron. And there will finally be peace in this world, said Naruto. There was conviction in his tone as he spoke. I can't believe it, Sasori thought. Who would have thought that young child would have think of something like this? So then, that mean all that talk about becoming Hokage was just a load of rubbish. He never intended to become the Hokage, rather, his real dream was to become the Uzukage. Sasori chuckled in his mind. Uzumaki Naruto, you and I will make good friends. With the destruction of Konoha and the Akatsuki, there will be abundance of corpse to use for your human puppy technique, and an abundance of DNA for me to use the reanimation technique. This jutsu will help us compensate for a shortage. As a new hidden village, I do have a few that have joined the village already, but they won't be enough. The reanimation jutsu will be needed, and your human puppy technique as well. So Sasori-san, what will you do? Will you join the hidden Whirlpool village? Will you become my friend, said Naruto. Sasori was silent for a few seconds, until he spoke. Alright, I have heard you, Naruto Uzumaki. If you manage, as unlikely as that is, to create a world which Akatsuki no longer exists, I will believe in you and your vision. and I will sincerely give our friendship a chance, and I will join the village hidden in whirlpools. From that moment onward I will become Sasori of the blood-red whirlpools, said Sasori as he sounded rather sincere. Blood-red whirlpools? What do you mean by that? Haku asked curiously. Blood has to spill in order for Uzu to exist. The blood of the Akatsuki, the blood of Konoha and blood in the four great shinobi war. Therefore, it is only appropriate for me to take on such a name, Sasori said. I see, Haku said. Thank you, Sasori. Your help will be appreciated, and I'm glad that you gave us a chance. You won't regret this, said Naruto. I should hope so. In any case, I don't have much time. Listen up, said Sasori. As he channeled chakra to the seal on his arm, poof, two books came out. One of them was a small handbook, the other one was a very thick and heavy book. What are those? Said Naruto. The big one is a manual that contained every single information about my art itself, and my personalized kinjutsu, and about the puppeteer art itself. I thought that you would need this since you have taken possession of the third Kizukage. The small book is my journal of my day-to-day running with my spy network, names, location, secret contacts. It also contained meeting dates and a lot of other interesting facts. For this, I only asked one thing in return. And what is that? Said Naruto. That you let it be known to the whole world that you're the prize student of Sasori, of the Red Sands. That is all I asked, said Sasori, as if he was merely talking about the weather. I am sorry, Sasori-san, but I can't do that, said Naruto, much to the surprise of Haku and Sasori. That technique of yours, I do not tend to use it for myself. It contradicts with my fighting style. I intend to discover its secrets and pass it on to one of my dear comrades. She needs a lot more than I do. Not only that, she also possesses a jutsu that will complement it in a greater extent. But I will ask her to tell everyone that you're her sensei. I don't think she will have a problem with that at all, said Naruto. I see. So who is this person? As her sensei, I must know her name at least, said Sasori. Her name is Kurama Yakumo. Here's a picture of her, said Naruto as he pulled out a photo from a seal. Kurama Yakumo, huh? A member of the nearly extinct Kurama clan. Where did you find someone like this? Asked Sasori. I found her within Konoha. She's a once-in-a-century Kurama clan genius. Her illusions have the ability to alter and twist reality itself. However, she has suffered from a chronic illness that has severely limited her physical capabilities. So much so that she was declared unfit to be a shinobi. I was able to cure her recently, but she's still a few years behind in her physical conditioning. During her fight, I realized their arts enable the user to execute taijutsu and kinjutsu, attacks that a normal human is incapable of producing. This should make up for her lack of physical training. Also, with her powerful wide range and nearly unbreakable reality-altering genjutsu, she could manipulate the battlefield to her liking. Heck, if she wanted to. She can even manipulate the enemy to believe that the human puppet is completely alive. I have other ideas for her, in ways that she can use this jutsu, but she's the only one I see that can really pull it off, said Naruto. As Naruto's mind was getting bombarded with ideas of how helping Yakumo use the human puppet technique, Sasori was surprised. He's excited about helping someone attain such power. Does he really trust this girl so much? Isn't he worried about her getting so strong? Sasori pondered to himself. As if reading Sasori's thoughts, Haku spoke. Are you sure about that, Naruto-kun? Can you really trust her with such power? Haku said. Of course. Why wouldn't I trust her? Besides, this is for her own safety. She needs to have something that will make up for her current physical weakness. She's taking on a big risk by helping us with our goals. The least I can do is look out for her well-being. Besides, if anyone of our comrades gets stronger, then that is the same as us getting stronger. We are all different parts that come together to form one body. Remember that, said Naruto. I think I understand. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to be so negative, Haku said. Don't worry about it. I understand where you're coming from. I just also want you to understand where I'm coming from as well, said Naruto. I think that's a very reasonable way of looking at it, Haku said. In any case, I've entrusted everything to you, Naruto. Take care of my apprentice until my return. I have no intention of doing otherwise, Naruto said. Oh yes. Before I go, there's something else that you need to know, said Sasori. Time skip. So, Kabuto is a spy in Orochimaru's circle. As Naruto thought to himself as he walked Who would have thought? As you could already imagine the look on Kabuto's face, it would be so spectacular. To think about the idiot that he dismissed 3 years ago as being a talentless loser was now his boss. It almost got him giddy. So you will simply present this prototype as Sasori, real bud to the Sen, and you will give the real one to Yakumo-san, said Haku. You heard what Sasori said, right? He doesn't want the Sen to profit from his own achievements. Frankly, I also don't want to face the possibility of fighting against Sasori body once again, so yes, that is what I will do, said Naruto. I suppose you're right. But what about the information that Sasori gave you about Kabuto? Are you gonna meet up with him at the Tenchi Bridge? Yes, I will meet up with him, of course. I want to hear what he has to say. Also, this will give me the ability to kill Orochimaru and take what I can from his research. If there is one thing I've learned, knowledge is power, and I now have in my possession all of Sasori knowledge. If I can get Orochimaru's as well, it will more than make up for what I lack in experience. But not only that, this jutsu and knowledge will help to ensure the future Uzumaki clan, and by association, the village hidden in Whirlpool, said Naruto. I see, but how are you gonna go there and come back without detection? Konoha has kept a tight leash on you, and it will become even stronger when they find out that you were able to take down a member of the Akatsuki by yourself. Don't worry about that, the meeting is a whole 2 weeks away. I have more than enough time to think of a plan. In any case, the time for my departure is nearing. I will probably leave after I kill Orochimaru. You seem a bit overconfident. Don't forget Orochimaru is a Sannin, and a former Akatsuki member. It won't be easy. I know that, but Orochimaru's arms are sealed away by the dead god. With the third Hokage sacrifice, he has lost the ability to utilize most of his ninjutsu. Also, I have you as my trump card, don't I? You make a good point. But you should hurry up and learn the demonic ice mirrors. I don't want to kill any more people than necessary. Not that I didn't enjoy meeting you again and getting to know you better, but I would like to get back to Zabuza-sama's side as soon as possible. I hope you understand you're my best friend, but Zabuza-sama is my most precious person, Haku said. Don't worry. I recently mastered water manipulation now. I'm working on combining it with my wind manipulation. I am closer to breaking the Yin-Yang formula to combine the two techniques. I should have it down within a week. There are countless shadow clones working on it as we speak. You'll be able to return to Zabuza's side sooner than you think, said Naruto. It's not that I don't enjoy spending time with you, nor that I don't want to protect you. It's just, as Naruto pat Haku on the back, there's no need to explain, I understand. You're a great friend, Haku, and I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. Thank you, Haku said. He whispered rather softly. For what, said Naruto? For everything, for being my friend. For giving me a purpose even in death, and for taking away my pain and remorse. You're strange. In a cool kind of way though, said Naruto playfully. You're one to talk. Touché, said Naruto as the both of them sheer laughed together. Two friends, one of them a monster, the other one a zombie, sharing a peaceful, carefree laugh together. It would be strange from someone else's viewpoint. Before you go, Haku, there's something I need you to do for me. And that would be, Haku asks. I need you to take these 2 books Sasori made for me and make copies of them. 2 copies of each, and then bring both the originals and the copies to me in exactly 3 days. No problem. But why do I need to make copies? I want the originals so I can give them back to their rightful owner when I resurrect him. One pair will be for Yakumo-chan and the other will be for the Uzumaki archives, and the other will be for me to look over whenever I please. As he handed the scrolls to Haku. Alright, I'll have it done in no time. Naruto-kan, Haku said, seeing him look off in the distance. There's a whole lot of people coming here and fast. Must be the reinforcements. You should go. Haku nodded. Got it. He created the ice mirror and slipped right through it. Naruto-kan asked Lee, ran ahead of everyone as he caught up to the blonde. Lee, said Naruto. Naruto-kan, are you alright? Where's Sasori, said Lee, looking around. I am alright, Lee. And I will explain everything when everyone else arrives, said Naruto. Oh, okay, that makes sense. This way you can avoid repeating yourself. Yush, good strategical thinking, Naruto-kan. I should write this down, said Lee as he pulled out a small notebook and started to write. I wonder if Chobashan had a chance to say anything incriminating about me before she died. Did she mention the Kazekage? I hope she did not, because I'm not going to hand over such a powerful weapon to a soon-to-be enemy, Naruto thought to himself. Lee on the other hand wondered. Naruto-kan is not the same Naruto-kan like he was 3 years ago. He's almost like Neji now. What could have happened in that 3-year training trip That could have dampened his youth so much, Lee thought to himself. Is something the matter, Lee? Said Naruto, as he glanced towards him from the corner of his eye. Oh, no, it's nothing, said Lee. Those eyes. Since when did Naruto have such a malicious gaze, Lee thought. Something strange is definitely going on with him. Maybe I should talk to Guy Sensei about this. He might know something of what is happening to Naruto-kun. On the other hand, Naruto was thinking, if even Lee is catching on, then my time in Konoha is a lot shorter than I thought. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. People may be ignorant and come to matters concerning me, but I guess they aren't retarded. This was bound to happen eventually. Everything okay, Naruto-kun? Lee asked curiously. The others have arrived. I will explain everything soon. Indeed, close to 100 Senshinobis, along with Team Guy, Sakura, Kakashi, Temari, Kankuro, and the revived Kazekage himself. As he stopped right in front of Naruto. Where is Sasori? He asked. In here, said Naruto as he gave him a scroll with a kanji for a puppet on it. Puppet? Said Gaara confused. Sasori turned himself into a humanoid puppet. He replaced all of his human parts with puppet body parts. To my understanding, this was done to take away his essence of limitation for the human limitation body. So it's true. He's completely different, thought Gaara. Explain something to me. If Sasori was trying to obtain immunity and immortality through this procedure, how exactly did you kill him? He could not completely turn himself into a puppet, of course. Puppet cannot generate their own life force and chakra. There was a small piece of living flesh where the heart would be. I was able to stab right through it and kill him. So if I were to unseal this scroll, I will see this living flesh, said Gaara. No, said Naruto. Explain, said Gaara. I completely destroyed that part. You have to understand, Sasori gave me an extremely hard time. I couldn't take in chances. I had to make sure. However, you will find the hole where his heart once was, and some blood splatter on the ear when you do unseal it. You can conduct a DNA test from that sample if you want confirmation. I see, said Gaara, sounding a bit indifferent about it. The bounty on Sasori's head, according to the bingo book, is 120 million Ryu. I would like to be transferred to this account, said Naruto as he handed Gaara a piece of paper, much to everyone's shock. Naruto, is that all you can think about after what happened? Everyone ran here as quick as possible so they can come to help you. Everyone was about to risk their life for you and all you can think about is money. What the hell is wrong with you? Sakura shouted. I am merely following standard, regulation and procedure. To answer your question directly, no. I'm not only thinking about money. There are other things occupying my mind as well. The ones that you mentioned included. How can I take anything that you say seriously when you sound so cold? Right now you're acting just like Sasuke, she said. It was like a bomb had dropped right between them as everyone went silent. Even the Senshinobis who didn't know about this Sasuke could get what she was saying from the way that Naruto's acting, the attitude. You're so misguiding, Sakura-san, Neji thought to himself. Sasuke is misguiding, self-centered, and he doesn't care about anyone else but himself. Their goals might seem similar, but they're completely different. Naruto, unlike Sasuke, is able to sympathize with those with similar backgrounds and is willing to stop his own plans to help them. Also, his dream is not just about avenging his clan and building a new one. He also wants to create a place where even the outcasts and the rejects of the world can call a home, a place where they can feel accepted, a place where they can feel love. Neji thought to himself. As Naruto turned his head towards Sakura, you are entitled to your own opinion, Sakura, but I'm no longer going to scream or beg for your or anyone else's acceptance. I know who and what I am, and I'm secure about who and what I am, said Naruto. And I don't need your approval, he said. For the second time now, Sakura was shocked, left with a gaping mouth, a confused mind, and a broken heart. She wanted to get angry and lash out at him. She wanted to beat the old Naruto back into him, but honestly, she didn't like this Naruto at all. She was not used to him stand up like that, and she was not used to getting a cold shoulder from him. It hurt when Sasuke did it, but she straightened herself and tried to break through that barrier of his to win Sasuke's heart over. But when Naruto did to her, it honestly scared the shinobi out of her, especially what happened last time with that Rasengan. For all that she knew, it was like he was a completely different person, a stranger to her now. She always thought that she could rely on him, but right now, she didn't even know if he cared about her one bit. Did he even consider her as a teammate anymore? Did he even consider her as a friend anymore? She always thought her life would be better if he stopped asking her on dates, if he stopped pestering her. She always thought that she would be happy if he just kept his affections to himself. But now that it's happening, it felt so hollow. She felt it hurt so much. She remembered when Snady told her that he was over her and he loved with someone else, but she didn't believe it one bit. She just thought that he was venting out his frustrations as she not returning his feelings, but Snady was right. He doesn't have any ounce of feelings for her, after all. In any case, said Naruto, what happened to Kakashi? Why is he riding on the guy since his back? Oh, he overused the Sharingan, like what happened with you. Well, if it wasn't for him, we would have all been dead right now. She tried to hide her emotions as she spoke in a neutral tone, so Deidara was able to force him to use Kamui. And what became of the opponent? Is he dead? Naruto asks. Yes, he used a suicide technique when he realized he was cornered and he had nowhere to go. And he decided to blow himself up and take us all with him to the afterlife. Kakashi seemed to use the remainder of his chakra to save us and lost consciousness as a result. Blew himself up. That sounds a bit suspicious. I'll have to keep an open mind about this one until I can truly confirm his death, said Naruto. I see. What about Chobachan? Did she say anything before she departed? What exactly do you mean by departed? I mean before she died. Did she say anything important? How did you know that she died? I don't remember anyone saying that, said Sakura. She's got a point. How would you have known that she left you behind to call reinforcements? And you would just assume that she died, said Kankuro. Gaara, I'm afraid that I'll have to agree with them as well. You need to explain yourself, Naruto, Gaara said in a cold tone. As Naruto stood there, Sakura's suspicions were understandable. He suspected that Tsunade warned her and Kakashi about him. But the Sand siblings, even Gaara of all people, he didn't even greet me after seeing me for the first time in 3 years. Naruto thought with a bit of confusion. I can only think of a few. Temari. She was also there, when I clashed with Kakashi, and when I threatened to kill Sakura. Either she warned her brothers, or was ordered by Tsunade to ask them to watch me, or to use my bond with Gaara to get more information. It's also possible that Sakura and Kakashi passed on the information or a messenger bird was sent to the sand before we even departed. Yes, that's so more possible. A messenger bird was sent right after my battle with Kakashi, before Gaara was captured. Damn that Tsunade. She thought that far ahead. She's smarter than she lets on, isn't she? I will have to exercise more caution with her. Actually, I will have to stop underestimating her, said Naruto. We're waiting, Naruto, said Gaara. The cork on his gourd popped off as sand started to swirl around his head, as everyone took this as a sign to get ready for battle. No offense, Kazekage-sama, but don't you think you're all acting a bit silly right now? I mean, Chobachan would not have left Naruto without any direction of time, or without a cause, or a simple explanation, no matter what kind of person she was. I doubt she would leave a teenager with Sasori and not let him know why she was leaving. Neji said in a calm and logical manner. What Neji said is the truth. Chiyo said that the technique that she's gonna use will first heal the injuries on your body, then she will transfer her own life force into you. She said that a new life force in your body would act as a beacon that would pull back your soul in your body. When that happens, she will die, and you will be revived. What you probably didn't know about this jutsu is that it wasn't originally meant for you, said Naruto. What do you mean by that, said Temari. Chobachan created that jutsu to be used on her grandson Sasori, if anything were to arise. But after she saw what her beloved grandson became, she entrusted me with the duty to stop her grandson from the darkness, and left, so that she could make up for her sins against your brother. I'm just glad I was able to help, at least this way. She and her beloved grandson will be able to reunite in the afterlife. In the afterlife, Sasori won't have to carry the burden of his duties and his loyalty to the Akatsuki, and Chobachan won't have to carry the mistakes from her past. Nothing will hold them back from being grandson and grandmother again. They will find peace and happiness in the afterlife. I think that is what Chobachan wanted, or would have wanted, said Naruto. Sasori is a member of the Akatsuki. An organization that is based on capturing people like him. But Naruto still has the time to sympathize and wish for his happiness. He may act differently, but he seemed like the same Naruto at heart. Maybe the Hokage over-exaggerates the situation too much. Kankuro thought. Are you telling me that Chobachi wants to die? Gaara asks. I am saying more than anything that she wants to hold her grandson in her arms once again. And that she wants to entrust the fate of the sand in your hands, Gaara. But probably even more than that, she wanted your forgiveness for stealing the Ichiban inside of you, and then abandoning you afterwards. She wanted to give you a life that you could have had if you were not burdened with Chikaku curse. As Naruto made direct eye contact with Gaara, I think I understand now. You're definitely not the same Naruto that became first friends with me in this world, but the same Naruto still lives inside of you. That's good enough for me. It's nice to finally meet you after all these years, my friend. As Gaara extended his right hand, a small smile on his lips. I was wondering when you were going to give me a proper greeting. I am sorry for that, but I heard that you became a different person while you left on your training trip. I had to confirm this on my own judgment, said Gaara. So then this handshake is an oath of trust, friendship and loyalty from one friend to another. Yes it is, said Gaara. Very well. Hopefully, the next time we shake hands like this, it will be from one Kage to another, said Naruto. So he still has the same dream. I guess I have nothing to worry about, said Gaara. Most of them thought the same thing, not knowing how wrong they all were. From one Kage to another it will be then, said Gaara. I'm going to hold you to that promise. Remember it, the next time you and I meet, said Naruto. I intend to honor my promise, Naruto Uzumaki, said Gaara. Now listen carefully. Elder Ebisu, Cho brother has taken her body back to the village. The ceremony will be conducted tomorrow morning. In other words, you and your comrades may only leave tomorrow morning after the funeral. So you can say your final farewells to Chobachan, said Gaara. The way he said it sounded like an order. I have no problem with that. Sakura, Gai-sensei, what about you? It will be most unyouthful for us not to pay or respect to a great hero like Chobachan. I will stay and leave tomorrow morning after the service, and so will my team, said Gai. Wait, said Sakura. What is it, said Gaara. Lady Chiyo mentioned something important before she passed away. Carry on, said Gaara. She mentioned Sasori using some human puppet of the third Kazekage that enabled him to use all of the Kazekage's power. Is this true, Naruto? Gaara asks. He turned back towards him with a bit of suspicion. Damn it, Naruto cursed in his mind. Yes, that is true, he said. Why didn't you say anything about this? Gaara asks. His suspicion rising. Here we go again, Naruto thought to himself. Yes, Naruto. Why didn't you say anything about this? I'm curious. We're all curious, said Sakura. I didn't want to drop a bomb on everyone right now, considering all that has happened. I also thought this might be the information that you want to release on a need-to-know basis. That is why I was planning to tell you in your office back at the sand. He's right. This is not something that should have been spoken about so carelessly. The disappearance of the third was a big blow to the sand, and something that we haven't quite recovered from yet. This is information that should be handled carefully, said Temari, much to the embarrassment of Sakura, who had to hide her blush of embarrassment for being so jumpy about it. Listen up, everyone, said Gaara, raising his tone. Everything you have heard today about the third Kazekage is an extant secret that will not be discussed with anyone that does not already know about it. Remember, failure to comply will result in the termination of your existence. Understood? Yes, Kazekage-sama. They all saluted. Good. Now Naruto, where's the Kazekage now? You have to forgive me again. Like I said earlier, Sasori gave me a very hard time. I couldn't afford taking chances, said Naruto. You destroyed the body, said Gaara. I did what I thought was necessary at the time, said Naruto. I see. Well, don't trouble yourself so much. This doesn't really change anything. I probably would have done the same if I was in your shoes. You have nothing to be ashamed of, said Gaara, as he patted Naruto in the back. Well, that was easier than I thought, said Naruto. Time skip. 2 weeks later. Have you come to free me from this imprisonment, Naruto? Yakumo Kurama asked as she wiped the last of her dishes, as she did not turn around to face the intruder in her home because she was so comfortable with him being there. She is a rather exotic beauty, who had 2 long brown bangs framing her face. Smooth pale skin with dark, expressive, brown eyes. Wearing a simple white kimono with a red sash, and brown sandals. Is it safe to talk, said Naruto. Those idiots assigned to guard me are under the influence of my genjutsu at all times, she said. You know that. Vigilance is a key to success, especially for people like us. It doesn't hurt to have extra caution. As he went and took a seat. True, that's part of the reason why you make such a good leader, Naruto-kun. As she sat down and folded her arms together. I appreciate the compliment, especially when it's coming from someone like you, said Naruto. What is that supposed to mean exactly, she asked, with a small frown on her face. You give away very few of those, so I have to treasure every and each one I get. You are not someone that is easy to impress. Although I guess it's a good thing for you to have high standards, said Naruto. Cheesy, but good enough for now. Not that I don't enjoy your company, but why are you here, she asks. This is the first time you asked me that question since the first time I came to visit you. So why ask me now, said Naruto. Because you follow a strict visiting schedule since then. Why have you broken that schedule, she said. I see. Well, if that is the case, I'll get straight to the point. The boss is leaving today on a mission to meet up with Sasori's spy, Yakuji Kabuto. As you already know, Kabuto has become Orochimaru's right-hand man. The boss will meet up with Kabuto on the Tenchi Bridge. However, Kakashi has suffered from severe injuries from the clash with the Akatsuki member Deira. It will take another week or two for him to recover. A new captain has been assigned for Team Kakashi, a man who will go by the name Yamato. However, considering that he's a member of the Envoy, that name is just code name for a mission. Also, Danzo has made his move. Danzo? What has he done, Yakumo said, with a worried expression. She knew that man very well. That was the same man that tried to turn her into a personal weapon. If it wasn't for the third Hokage, she might have, well, become his weapon. But of course she knew that the third didn't do that out of love or care for her. She wasn't that naive. He just didn't want Danzo to have more power than he did, lest he overthrew him and take the Hokage's title away from him. As far as she was concerned, Danzo and the third were two sides of the same coin. She was worried though. If Danzo was taking an aggressive approach towards her Naruto-kun, she will have to end her passive role and take a active role in their new group. As you already know, Team 7 has been incomplete since Sasuke's defection. A new guy has been added, around the same age as us. He's from the organization route. It is possible that Tsunade and Danzo has called a truce, and they're both collaborating to deal with the boss. You seem a bit too calm about this. This is getting bigger and bigger, Naruto-kun. We need to leave soon, Yakumo said, with a worried expression. I know. That's part of the reason why the boss broke schedule, and sent me here to give you an update. You've had almost 2 weeks with Sasori journals and puppet art guidebook. It took Sasori years to get to that level. That's because he had to rely on research and experiments, and there was a lot of trial and error before he achieved that level. You on the other hand, as you already completed the guide in your hand, and the boss had taught you the Shadow Clone and the secret of the jutsu, progress should be exponentially faster. It also helped that you're one of the greatest since in discovery of ninjutsu, said Naruto. So demanding the absolute best from your subordinates, but always quick to give praise and encouragements. A great leader indeed, she said with a playful and sincere smile. Cheesy, but I suppose that's good for now, he said, mimicking what she said earlier, causing her to chuckle a bit. Alright, I get it, jeez. You're so full of it. Well, it does seem easier with the circumstances, I guess. I have already mastered the Kazekage powers. Sasori guide is very descriptive. However, it's a bit hard to master Sasori himself. His body was not meant to be controlled from a distance. It was meant to be controlled from inside, I guess. I've had 2 clones working on the modification. They're busy doing it as we speak. Just 2 clones, said Naruto, raising the eyebrow. I have to maintain my chakra so I can modify the genjutsu on my watchers. Also, you have to remember not everyone has near unlimited chakra reserves like you. She said the ruler for eyes. Yeah, I guess you have a point, huh? I guess I wasn't thinking when I said that. When do you ever think, she asked with a soft giggle. Shut up, he said. Woman. No appreciation for a man's talent and effort, said Naruto, with a pout that Yakumo found cute. I'm just playing with you. You need to go out a bit more, Naruto-kun. You're too stiff. You need to loosen up a bit. As she giggled a bit, he found it rather ironic. Her fault people saying that he should go out, but he would not say anything about that. Well, I guess you're right, he said. Then it's a promise, she said. She held out her right hand, extending her pinky. When we get out of here, you're gonna take me on a date. And we're gonna explore all around the world, okay? All the nice things. Yakumo-chan, you... The clone trailed off. Boss already has a girlfriend, but I can't turn her down. I care about her too much. Boss, you're gonna have to forgive me. Because I'm gonna take her on that dream date. I can't deny her heart. He smiled as he took her pinky with his own, of course. I'll show you the whole world, Yakumo, he said, as it caused her to blush. I will try my best to cure you and get rid of your loneliness, Naruto promised to himself. As your fingers broke contact, why am I feeling like this? Is it because I love Naruto-kun? Yakumo thought to herself. Alright, she said. I'm gonna get back to work immediately. So you're gonna have to go now. Good luck on your mission. And don't you dare die, or else I will come to the afterlife and kill you myself. You got that, she said. Yeah, the boss will do his best. Good. Goodbye, she said, as he hightailed it out of there. But there was one thought in his mind, wait. If I'm in love with Yakumo, does that mean the boss? Poof, he poofed away. A few hours later. What do you want, said Naruto, in a neutral tone. As he was seated on his bed, his legs folded, as he was in a meditative position, when someone entered his house, unannounced. Even before the person arrived near his apartment, he knew that they were coming. The person was hiding with a ninjutsu. After 2 hours of the person just watching him, he decided to finally speak. I know you're there, Jiraiya. What do you want? How did you know I was here, said Jiraiya as he cancelled his cloaking jutsu. You frequently get caught spying on women in the bathhouses. If they can catch you, what make you think I could not catch you, said Naruto. Well, I don't usually use ninjutsu at the bathhouses, Jiraiya said. Honestly, I don't care what techniques you use at the bathhouses, said Naruto. You're avoiding my question, Jiraiya said. And you're avoiding mine. What do you want, Jiraiya said Naruto, his eyes were still closed. So, he's at the level where I can't even sneak up on him now. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. He was able to defeat Kakashi 4 weeks ago. And he is now able to defeat Sasori. He is on another level altogether now. Tell me, why did Sasori give you specific detail about his spy, Yu Jinchuriki, that he's trying to capture? Asked Jiraiya. I already gave a detailed report to the Hokage. I'm not obliged to give one to you, said Naruto. You're a genin, and I'm an elite jonin. I have authority over you, said Jiraiya. I checked the shinobi registration records. Your name is not registered in any of the records. You're a retired ninja. You don't have any authority over anyone here. Jiraiya gritted his teeth in frustration. You ungrateful brat. After everything I've done for you, this is the thanks I get. Jiraiya shouted as he tried to keep control of his composure, which he was failing to do at the moment. As Naruto's eyes slowly opened as he made direct eye contact with the Sanin. Ungrateful for everything that you have done for me. Tell me, Jiraiya, what exactly have you done for me, said Naruto. I taught you how to use the Kyuubi's chakra. I taught you how to summon toads. I even taught you my prize technique, the Rasengan. I took you in as a student when no one was willing to give you a chance. Jiraiya said rather furiously as he pulled himself back from punching Naruto right in the face. That expression was really ticking him off. Firstly, let me correct you on one thing, the Rasengan is not yours. That technique belongs to the 4th Hokage. He was the one that created it. And it's a technique he owes to me, for using me as a Kyuubi container. It's like you said, the 4th Hokage left that jutsu behind for me, said Naruto. Of course, what Naruto truly wanted to say was, the technique belonged to him, because the 4th Hokage married into the Uzumaki clan. And it now belonged to him, because the man was his father. But he didn't want to give away too much on what he knew. The more he kept to himself, the better off he would be. As for the toad summoning technique, as you very well know, I no longer ally with the toads anymore. And as for the Kyuubi's power, I no longer rely on that power anymore. And besides, all you did at the time was speed up. What would have happened? I would have met the Kyuubi when I fought Gaara, regardless of your interference. And finally, taking me on as a student, and doing all that you could to help me. What nonsense is that? Are we talking about the same person that neglect my training, so that he could perv on young ladies? Naruto, said Jiraiya. His glare was deadly. What? Said Naruto, as he met the glare with his own. Don't ever talk about the 4th again. You don't know anything about him. Trash like you have no place to speak about that man. Especially in front of me. Bad-mouthing him in front of me again, and I will kill you, said Jiraiya. His tone was utmost serious. As Naruto's gaze narrowed, he still believed that he can kill me at any time of his choosing. That would be your greatest disadvantage. When the time comes for me to take care of you, Naruto thought to himself. I have no intention of talking about him again. In fact, this conversation is over. Please leave before I have you arrested for trespassing, said Naruto. We're not done talking, said Jiraiya. If you think those envoy guard watching over you will help you, then you're sorely mistaken, said Jiraiya. His gaze was deadly as he looked towards the blonde. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.